रागादिरोगान् सततानुषक्तानशेषकायः प्रसृतानशेषान् औत्सुक्यमोहारतिदान् जघान यो पूर्ववैद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै. Welcome to Ayu-Chintana. Here we are for the fourth episode of Tvam Sashaktam Bhava, and with us here Dr.Shrikanth Acharya sir. Welcome back, sir. Over to you.
Namaste, welcome to all my dear friends. It's a bit late for the Dravyaguna episode 4. So we'll quickly recap what has been done.
Sure,
Before
sir.
that, this episode has been brought to you by Ayu-Chintana in the series Tvam Sashaktam Bhava, which is an easy, effective, exemplary method of learning each subject. And the very first episode, we saw why to study, what to study, where to study, and then we saw the pharmacological aspects. Then we saw the dynamica part and how it is very similar to the Dravyaguna portion. And then we saw Nama Rupa Guna Vijnana, the nomenclature part, the morphology part, and the pharmacology part as told by Charaka. And then we saw what is Dravya, Guna, and Karma, why we say Dravya Guna, why the subject is named Dravya Guna, and how do you go about drug data, that is your second paper, relating to your second paper. And then we saw the donor balloon. That is one is the potential energy, which could be correlated to the guna, and the kinetic energy, which could be correlated to the karma. In the episode 3, we saw the very first one of Mishra and his family. That means to say the Mishraka Gana. We studied the Mishraka Gana, and then we studied about, say, for the other ingredients. I mean, we studied the ingredients of each Mishraka Gana, and of those ingredients families, we studied the other drugs. Say, for example, Triphala, which consists of Haritaki, Vibhitaki, Amalaki, where Haritaki and Vibhitaki belong to Combretaceae. Now we take Combretaceae. We study the general morphological features, which is common for all the drugs in which are there in the syllabus, which come from Combretaceae family. And these are the drugs that come from Combretaceae family. There is another drug which is Vatada. I'm not sure if Vatada is there in your syllabus. Please do check once. That is Terminalia catapa. That is also a drug which comes from Combretaceae family. So Terminalia chepula, Terminalia valerica, and Terminalia arjuna. So one family is finished. Combretaceae family is finished. Likewise, Mishraka Gana is finished. So advantage of learning, as I told before, Mishraka Gana, Shloka. This Shloka could be used for Patya in the paper, in your question paper. If a question comes, Haritaki, you can write this Shloka. If Vibhitaki comes, you can write this Shloka. And if Amalaki comes, you can write this Shloka. And if Haritaki comes, you can write these family features. If Vibhitaki comes, you can write these family features. If Arjuna comes, you can write this family features. It is same for all the drugs. So you will be finishing it in a group. So apart from that, today we'll be going for the fourth episode, which we will be dealing with with another major part. That is, we will be concentrating on the very, very important part of Dravyaguna. From Dravyaguna point of view, from Ayurveda point of view, this part is the most important one, because this deals with the Rasa Panchakas. This is where we differ from the modern science. Each and every drug is divided into or classified into subgroups, generally into something called as something called as Rasa Panchaka. That is, in the Sapta Padarthas, as we tell, Dravya, Rasa, Guna, Virya, Vipaka, and then Prabhava. Then we come for last one is Karma. So rasa guna virya vipaka prabhava, rasa guna virya vipaka prabhava, dravya in the first and karma in the next. That means to say in dravya, guna and karma. That is these three which we studied initially. These one. In this dravya, guna and karma, we are going, this guna is again divided into five parts. This guna is divided into five parts. Okay, so this guna, which are the five things that this guna consists of? This guna consists of rasa, guna, virya, vipaka and prabhava. So this guna amongst dravya, guna and karma, this guna is consisting of five things, that is rasa, guna, virya, vipaka and prabhava. Again repeating, dravya, guna and karma are the three main important features of any drug. Amongst them, if any kriya has to happen, if any karma has to happen, a dravya should be there. If a dravya has to show its karma, that means the dravya should have some qualities. These are gunas. So how are these gunas elicited? How are these examined? How do you get to know that a specific karma is going to take place because of giving a dravya? By assessing its guna. This guna can be assessed by five things, and these are known as rasa panchakas. Okay, these rasa panchakas are rasa, guna, virya, vipaka and karma. Clear, right? Till here. So again, this guna is not to be confused with, again, inside this, yeah, there's another guna, right? Inside this guna, there is another guna. This guna is nothing but the rasa panchaka guna. And then inside the second one, that is rasa guna, that is different guna. So we will be studying about rasa panchakas. Here, majorly we will be studying about rasa panchakas. So how do you memorize the rasa panchakas? First we'll go about that. How do you memorize majority of the drugs? Majority of the drugs you will have to memorize the rasa panchakas, not just for your say for your exams, but also from the point of view of your clinical practice. So what we'll be doing is, we have named this step as capture the minority. What it means to say is, first thing, like I said, rasa panchakas, that is rasa, guna, virya, vipaka and prabhava. This guna is a subclassification of that guna, right? Dravya, guna and karma, and that guna is divided into rasa panchakas. So so for what you have to do is, three copies of the drug list. There is you each of you have got, should take a copy of the drug list in your syllabus. Okay, so you have to take your syllabus and make xerox copy of it. Make at least 3 to 5 copies. I would suggest 5 copies. Okay, so what you do is, you take 3 copies, label first copy as rasa, second copy as virya, and third copy as vipaka. What you do is, first one you name as rasa, second one as virya, and third as vipaka. And the first copy you mark the drugs having madhura rasa as M, and the in the same copy you mark the drugs having amla rasa as A. So what you do is, you go through your entire syllabus, all the drugs you have to check out the rasas. First go through the entire, take your textbooks, go through all the drugs that, say for example, the first drug I think should be agar. See, say for example, so you go on to take the copy of the syllabus. This is the list of the detailed drugs that you have, and what you do is, you take completely, you take go to the Agaru chapter. That means in your textbook, go to where Agaru has been described. Check out check out its rasa, and mark the drug having, if Agaru has madhura rasa, mark M right next to it. And then if any drug has amla rasa, mark A next to it. If any drug has, if it is Katu and Tikta Rasa and Kashaya Rasa, do not mark. Lavana Rasa, there is no requirement to mark Lavana Rasa because any drug will not have Lavana Rasa. This is a known fact that no drug will have Lavana Rasa except for Lavana Dravyas. No drug will have Lavana Rasa. So you are clear with that, right? Okay. So the same way. So no Lavana Rasa, which is exclusive to salts. Learn all the drugs that you have marked. These are peculiarities. The rest, all the drugs have Tikta Kashaya Rasa. Hence, by learning minority, majority can be easily understood. Same can be done for other copies. Say what this means is, see for example, this is your syllabus copy. Amongst that, I will be taking the first row. This is your entire syllabus copy, and I will be taking into consideration only the first row, okay, for this study purpose. Next, I will be going first to the rasas, okay. So marked in blue is all the drugs that are having Madhura Rasa. Okay. Marked in blue is all the drugs that are having Madhura Rasa. Say for example, I went to Aragvada and in Aragvada the Rasa was given as Madhura. So I have marked it with blue. Then I went to Bala. Again, Bala also has Madhura Rasa. Again, Gokshura has Madhura Rasa. Uruchi is said to have Madhura Rasa. Again, Guruchi does not have Madhura Rasa, sorry. It has Tikta Kashaya and Madhura Rasa. Okay. Uh, Same way, I will do it also for Katu. Ativisha has Katu Rasa. Bakuchi has Katu Rasa. Again, say the same way that I have explained here. Since Balataka has two rasas, that is blue and orange. That means Madhura and Katu Rasa. And Bharangi has Katu Rasa. Bringaraja has Katurasa. Bilva has Katurasa. Grihati has Katurasa. Chitraka has Katurasa. Eranda has Katurasa. Same way, I'll go on marking all the drugs having Katurasa. Next, I go on to mark proper Kashaya rasas. That means completely Kashaya rasa. Arjuna, completely Kashaya rasa. Ashwagandha, Kashaya as well as Mudra rasa. Then I go on to mark Amla rasa. So Dadima has Amla rasa. So now I know that how many drugs in this first line has Madhura rasa, Aragvada, Bala, Gukshura, Guduchi, Chandana, Madhura rasa. Amla rasa, how many? Just one, Dadima. Okay. And then Katurasa, how many are there? Ativisya, Bhakuchi, Ballataka, Bharangi, Eranda, Chitraka, Brahati, Bilva, and Brangaraja. So, and Kashaya rasa, how many drugs are there? Two drugs I found out, Arjuna and Ashwagandha. So by doing this, what I have basically done is, so what about the other rasas? You should ask what about the other rasa. Lavana rasa, like I said, no drug will have Lavana rasa because Lavana rasa is exclusive property of Lavana Dravyas, Lavanas, Shad Lavana or Pancha Lavanas, whatever. And then the last one is Tikta. Whatever drugs have been left out, all of them will have Tikta rasa. Whatever drugs have been left out, all of them will have Tikta rasa. So it is not possible to remember Tikta rasa. I mean, it is possible to remember the drugs having Tikta rasa and then learning the minority. But what better we do is only small quantity of the entire syllabus have Madhura rasa, Amla rasa, or Katu rasa. The rest all will have Tikta Kashaya, Tikta Kashaya, Tikta Kashaya. So all we do is we go ahead with marking learning only the minority, and rest any drug comes for your test, you directly go on to write Tikta Kashaya, Tikta Kashaya, Tikta Kashaya. Okay, this is how we do. And same could be done for the rest also. See, there are very less Shita Virya Dravyas. In the very first this thing, so you take the second copy of syllabus, You take the second copy of syllabus. What you do is, in the second copy, you mark it as Virya. And in Virya, it mark only those drugs which have Shita Virya. Avalaki has Shita Virya, Arabada has Shita Virya, Arjuna, Ashoka, Bapuchi, Bala, Vijay Sadhaka, Brahmi, Nana, Dhartaki, Purva, Ela, and Gopsura have Shita Virya. Rest all, any drug other than these drugs come into play, all the drugs will be marked as Ushna Virya. Okay, and going to the third one, Vipaka. Very less drugs have Madhura Vipaka. Even less drugs have Amla Vipaka. That means to say, first of majority of them will have Katu Vipaka. Mediocre, Madhyama Avastha is Madhura Vipaka, and very little Alpa Dravyas have Amla Vipaka. Okay, so what we do is, again we take the syllabus copy, again we start marking all the drugs that have Madhura Vipaka, and then we start again marking Amla Vipaka Dravyas, and in the end you have a list of drugs having Madhura Vipaka, a list of drugs having Amla Vipaka. Rest any drug comes in your exam, you can directly go on to write it as Katu Vipaka. Okay, this step is at least going to take you around 2 months to complete properly and to memorize. List making will take you in and about, say, for all the three things, for all the three syllabus finishing all the three lists, you will take in and about say 2 weeks, 1 week to 2 weeks, and after that, memorizing each of the list is going to take you about 2 weeks together. So you will be completing your topics by 2 months. If you complete this till now, till step 4, you will be completing majority of the syllabus, say around 65 to 70% syllabus will be completed by this. Amongst the Rasa Panchakas, we have till now concentrated only about Rasa, Virya, and Vipaka. About Guna and Prabhava, we'll be studying in later classes. Uh, that is to say, Prabhava is to be studied each drug by each drug. Each drug will have its own Prabhava. So you have to study that separately. And again, Karma we will take another class. Is that fine? So we will be, this is only for detail. I have showed you an example. What you have to do is, you have to take copies for detail as well as non-detail. Keep in mind, you're not just doing this for your exam sake, you're also doing this for your clinical practice sake. So each of the medication that you prescribe, it has a lot of drugs, and these are the components, that is the Rasa Panchaka is the component that gave the medication. Say for example, today I got Dashanakanti Churna. See, Dashanakanti Churna has in it about I guess 14 ingredients. So there's 14 ingredients, how they act on the gums or the teeth by the effect of their gunas, which is nothing but their rasa panchakas. Okay, so we'll be start. So what I have shown you here is just one portion. This is, if this is your detailed drug list, this is one portion of your detailed drug list, and this is what it contains. Okay, so for easier sake, first I have shown Virya, because Virya is only two, either it is Shita Virya or Ushna Virya. So mark the drugs with Shita Virya and then go. Rest all will have Ushna Virya. Next we have Vipakas, which are three in number. Mark Madhura Vipaka and then Amla Vipaka, and rest all are Katu Vipaka Dravyas. Then go for Rasas. Madhura Rasas are many, I mean few. Amla Rasas are very few. Katu Rasas are quite few. And Kashaya Rasas, rest all are Tikta Kashaya, Tikta Kashaya, Tikta Kashaya. That's fine. So we will be doing this exercise. Remember, again, I'm giving a fair warning to all the viewers that this has been explained only to one fraction of your entire syllabus. So you and there can be few mistakes. So what you go, because this is just an example, you have to do a fair copy by yourself. This is going to help in your clinical practice as well. So what you will be doing is, you'll be taking 3 copies of detailed list, 3 copies of non-detailed list, and you will be going through this step which is named capture the minority. Read the minority, and rest you know what to mark. That fine? We will stop here. So the activity that you will have to do is, the assignment that you will have to complete is, as I explained, take 3 and 3 copies of syllabus, detailed and non-detailed draft, and then mark them with Rasa, Virya and Vipaka. That fine? Okay, we'll be
Yes.
wrapping up.
Thank you very much. The pattern you have shown, I'm very much sure that it will help the students to do the self-study. And one more thing that I would suggest is write off all the drugs and Rasavirya Vipaka also together in one sheet of paper. That would also help at first, and then start marking the Rasas separately, Virya separately, and the Vipakas separately. I think that would also help them in a better way.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. We'll be waiting for the next episodes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Namaste.